Welcome back to Ozarks Live.
Cami and I are back to talk more Survivor, and we have just a few minutes to cover 3 hours worth of content.
Yes, so there was a 2-hour premiere last
yes.
week and a 1-hour show last night.
Yes, so there's so much that has happened since the last time we saw you. So first things first, we got 3 tribes, green, yellow, blue, and Cami and I kind of want to cover some of those standout moments from the premiere. So to start, we had the kickoff challenge. Essentially, they're on the big boat, very like Survivor kind of tradition is where they open. So instead of finding resources and stuff though off the boat right off the get-go, instead they have to find paddles that match their tribe color, hop off into a smaller boat, complete a challenge. So they had to row around this like circle kind of thing. And then once they were done, the first one done wins resources right off the bat. And if they don't, they have to do a second challenge once they get back to their tribe kind of home base in order to get the machete and flint, right?
Yes.
So they get back, and so we have Sweaty versus Savvy. Both tribes ended up choosing Sweaty.
So they get to choose which one they want to do.
Yes, so they had an option, yes, and they had 4 hours to complete it no matter what, right? And so if they complete it, they get machete and flint. If not, they don't until after tribal council, yes.
Yeah.
So really kind of detrimental in this game for sure.
And they're already tired when they're going into this.
Yes, absolutely. So with the Sweaty to start, so it'd be like you and I were picked from the tribe to do the challenge. So we get these 2 buckets, we go into the ocean, we grab water, we walk about a half a mile down the beach, fill up these barrels, and if we do that in 4 hours, then we get our machete and flint.
1 bucket at a time.
1 bucket at a time, which I'm sure was so time consuming and really hard, especially after that first kickoff challenge.
Which is why they call it the Sweaty Challenge.
Yes, which is why they call it the Sweaty Challenge. And just so you know, both tribes did complete it, so they both got their machete and flint. So then we move into a new twist where one person from each tribe was had to pick themselves essentially to go and make this private decision is how it was slated towards them. So 3 of the men from each tribe, they went off on a little boat, went over to this other little private type island. They had to hike essentially a summit, so they had to go all the way up, and then they're like told, okay, so now you're gonna separate and make this private decision, and they come all the way back down. So then we see the risk versus protect kind of twist in this game.
So they choose whether they want to protect their vote, that means they still get to vote, or if they want to risk it. Now, what does the risk actually mean? So
the difference with the 2 is that it's all kind of based off trust with what the other people will do. So if you protect your vote, then essentially you're choosing to do nothing, to change nothing with your vote, and essentially just keep it for the next tribal council if your tribe goes. Now, the risky part is that you can risk it, and if you risk it, you have the potential to get an extra vote for yourself. But it's all based off how the others do it. So it's kind of just like this big game of trust, and it's Survivor, so you're probably lying about it anyway.
Right, so if all 3 of them chose risk, then they would actually lose their vote altogether.
Yes.
If not all 3 of them chose risk, then whoever chose risk gets an extra vote on top of their normal vote.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
But, so they can talk about this, but they might lie about it.
Yep. So then we go to the immunity challenge, which is what you see here. It was very traditional Survivor, really high impact, running back and forth. There was a puzzle at the end, of course, and the blue tribe wins. So then we see yellow and green go to tribal.
Both, so it's a double elimination on the very first episode.
Yes, yep, absolutely. So we have Abraham goes out on the yellow tribe, so which he was one of your early picks.
Well, he wasn't a pick. Now, I said I liked him because he showed respect,
fair.
But sometimes respect in this game gets you kicked out.
Yeah, it
you know,
does.
because you're not tough enough to make it through.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And then green went to tribal, and we saw Sarah leave. And so it was interesting because I feel like Abraham was kind of a heavy hitter, definitely a strong competitor. I think that was smart on their part. Sarah kind of felt like the easy target on the green tribe for me. I don't think she was super competitively a threat or really strategically. So it was kind of like we got one of both on the premiere.
Yes.
So.
Now, I've always thought the blue team is the strong team.
Yes.
And they continued to do that even last night.
Yes. So then we move into the second episode.
Yes.
Which is, so we open it, and it kind of opens with Brad being a little all over the place.
A little crazy. I mean, I don't know that they're showing the real Brad, but they're showing kind of a bizarre version of him. So he might make it far because of that. I don't know.
Yeah, he pulls this very Tony move, and if you're a Survivor fan, you know Tony really well. So Brad runs down the beach as Ricard and JD are going to the water well. And as he's doing this, he then hides in the bushes before he can get there to hear their conversation, which was crazy. And then he runs all the way back.
Remember? Yes,
he runs all the way back to their tribe base in order for this to happen. So that was really crazy.
Yeah.
Also, we go over to another tribe, and we find out that Nasir is kind of being seen as essential. So his tribe is really taking keen to him.
Yep.
Yes.
He's strong.
Yes, absolutely. So then, I think one of the bigger twists of last night was we go to the yellow tribe where Xander finds an advantage. But when he finds it in the tree, it says, beware advantage or something like that. And essentially, if you open it, you have to do whatever it says. Or you can put it back where you found it and move on and act like you never saw it.
Yeah.
So what happens when he finds it?
Oh yeah, he opens it up and it's to protect his vote, but the key is that there's one of these in each tribe. So the only time his vote is protected is if it is found in each of the 3 tribes and they have like a secret code word or a phrase, I guess that they would say that means that they've all found it. But as of right now, they haven't all found it.
Right.
So.
Right. Yes, so he goes to the immunity challenge, which is where he tries his kind of go at figuring out, because he has to say the phrase. He says the phrase, no one else says it. So what this means too is you don't have a vote until this 3 shared immunity is met and completed.
Yeah.
So then the blue tribe ends up winning immunity. So we see that happen. They are forced to pick someone from the yellow tribe and then either from the green or blue to go back to the summit to make a private decision once again. So we see Deshawn and Evie go. They go. Evie says, see, she's interesting. She's kind of playing both sides on her tribe, which I think could hurt her or help her. I don't know. So they go. Evie protects it. Deshawn risk it. That's the deal they made. They go back. Tiffany's kind of all over the place because she was really kind of a hot mess in the immunity challenge.
She's not going to make it.
Nope. And so, yeah,
That's my call on that.
Yeah, I don't think she'll make it very far either, but we'll see what happens. So then it's kind of the men versus the women. Back at the yellow tribe base, they're trying to figure out what's going on. Yellow goes to tribe, and we're not going to tell you who goes home because you're going to have to go on Paramount Plus and watch that. But yeah, the season's really great. I'm excited to see where the rest of it goes. We're seeing a lot of interesting new things this season with them breaking the 4th wall on a lot of things, as well as they're really pushing out contestants' personal stories, like kind of more edited than it seems like in past.
Yeah.
So yeah, really excited to see where this goes.
Watch it with us so you can get on it with some of our predictions here.
Yes, absolutely. We'll be back next week, and Ozarks Live will be right back.